I was just going to explain a little bit about the feeling part of this. So when Ananda first came through, I had this ecstatic month-long experience of huge amounts of energy going through my body. And I started to recognize this feeling as the Ananda feeling. And it's sort of this really blissful feeling that kind of goes up my spine. And so when I first started working with them, I would be watching a television show, for example, and I would get this feeling and I would know that they had something to say about what I was watching. If I was walking past my computer, for example, or near my computer and they wanted me to write, I would get this feeling. And so I began to call it the Ananda feeling. So when I'm preparing to film or speak or something, I will know when they have arrived. I get this feeling up my back. So that's part of my experience, internal experience. So we're asking them to bring through another celebrity tonight. We've asked for Margaret Thatcher to come through, but I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll just get Ananda in here and we'll see who comes through. Oh, we're with you again, dear ones. You have access through this being, a doorway into non-physical. Now, this is a very, very important thing for you to understand. This is an unusual channel in that sense. She has cleared a way for high frequency teachings to come through. You are all capable of this. You are all capable of communion and communication with higher consciousness. But you must understand that in this society, modern Western society, we are calling this, there are many, many things that you do that take your frequency out of the realm in which we can dialogue freely. This being is a particularly clear channel. And she has surrendered to this process. And it is an opportunity for you to see what you are capable of. You all have the ability to tune into these realms of knowledge and creativity and exceptional understanding. But you must understand frequency. You must understand what it is that you do that takes you out of these higher realms. And of course, that is why we are bringing these teachings through. That is why we are writing the books through this being. And that is why we are channeling these other consciousnesses, we would say. We are not doing it for your entertainment, dear ones. We are doing it for your education. As you watch a being, an ordinary being such as this, transmit information and speak in words that are clearly not her own, even in observing this, you are growing. Even in observing this, even in watching this video, your consciousness is expanding out of the limited and suffering-inducing frequencies that you are forced into in this society. Now, we often speak about this and we keep reminding you of this because it must be understood. For you to expand and to grow, you must begin to step away from some of the modern Western technologies. Technology in and of itself is not bad. It is only bad if you use it with the uneducated, lower frequency mind to numb yourself out. If you use it for education, such as a transmission like this, then you are using technology for your benefit. If you are using technology for your creativity, self-expression, education, these are the ways to use it. But still, do not use it hour upon hour upon hour. Begin to intersperse your use of technologies and videos and these kinds of things with walks in nature. Begin to balance this out more. But enjoy these transmissions. They are here to inspire you. They're not here to frighten you. The fear comes from the old way, the old indoctrination, the old teachings of religion that tell you that spirit is evil, that tell you that it is not your job to go into the realms of the non-physical. But we want to tell you, dear ones, that the best parts of you are non-physical. Your loving minds, your loving hearts, your creativity, your communion, your conversation. None of these things are rigid, solid things. They are the non-physical aspects of you. We are you. You are like us. You are the same, but you have forgotten. You have become attached to the physical world. You have become attached to your physical body, and you have been taught to value only the solid. But we are here to tell you that it is the invisible and the energetic and the intangible that truly is the value that you have. The love you have for your children, the love you have for your partners and yourself, the love you have for your creativity, the paintings you have yet to paint, the songs you have yet to sing. These are the things that bring you the greatest joy, and they bring us the greatest joy too. It is how you communicate with us as well as each other. So understand that these demonstrations are to expand your mind. We are using languages you understand, the language of celebrity, the language of words, but we also speak in the language of feelings. So we will inspire you through your feelings. We will inspire you through your dreams and your imagination. So begin to pay attention to those things more and more. They are your friends and they are your connection to the divine in concert with your guidance system, which says, yes, I like this, or no, I don't like this. So we will pass our dear one over, and we will allow another being to come through and give you a little education. This is Margaret Thatcher. This is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to speak to you. The life I led on this earth plane was one of great influence and great power. When I was incarnated in my physical personality, the rules that I had been taught with my education, with my cultural upbringing were very specific, and I followed them to the T. I was not wavering in the least from these rules and regulations that I had been indoctrinated with. I felt honestly in my expression at that time that this was the best, that this was going to bring forth into this country these improvements. But when I passed over, when I saw some of the suffering and some of the consequences of these things that I had participated in, I was heartbroken, I have to say. I was so sad to have caused limiting physical expression for youngsters, losing abundance, their access to abundance, hurting people by limiting their ability to earn money. The thoughts and structures of my mind were deeply conditioned, oppressively so. I had lost my ability to empathize with people. I had lost my ability to connect through the heart with people. I was purely intellectual, controlled by archaic systems of schooling and value. What this message is for is to express my sadness at these things, to express an apology to those beings that experienced the consequences of my political career, that got hurt by that. There were some beings who even were killed by that. And as I pass through the education that happens to all of you at the end of your incarnation, the education that shows you where you made some mistakes, the education that shows you where you were in error, out of accord with love. In that journey, you see the errors, you see the fear, you see the loss, but you are shown it with the kindness and the forgiving hearts and minds of beings of a higher intelligence who help you understand. But part of my incarnational journey is to bring forth this message that power should be used with love, that power should be used with a mind in alignment with truth, not societal cultural teachings, which is of course what you are seeing these days, even more so. It is error upon error that you are seeing in this time and place. The politics and the economics of this time and place are even more corrupt than when I was in office, and there were some disputes and some discussions about the morality of what we were doing, but there was an arrogance about the organizational structure of which I was a part, an arrogance that did not really care, that has even become more careless. We want you to know from this side that each of you has the right to express your true self. Each of you has the right to live a life that is abundant and kind, and you have the right to be cared for by social programs. You have the right to be looked after when you cannot look after yourselves. As a politician, as an activist now, that is where I am doing work, inspiring people to be kinder, inspiring people to develop social welfare programs, to assist beings who are having a difficult time surviving in this world. This is where my focus lies now, and I am indeed being prepared to go into physical incarnation in several different forms, aspects of this experience. The Margaret Thatcher personality experience will go down into several different beings and will be used as a social activist grouping. This is what happens. What seems to be individual personality will meet other like-minded souls who have a connection with you. They may have, in fact, been connected to you in another incarnation as this personality's experience is being distributed amongst several newly forming personalities. So you may have connections with beings that you meet in this incarnation, and you seem to have a similar pattern, a similar structure, a similar value system, and you may actually even be sharing similar experiences from other incarnational explorations. This is a wonderful system, a system of experience, teaching you what is right, teaching you what is good, what is true, and a system of experience that shows you when you are out of alignment. And this is what you must learn. You must learn to interpret the messaging system, which is one of feeling, which is one of love, good feelings. For much of my life, I was in a negative place, judgmental, feeling constrained, not joyful. And many beings around me had a difficult time with my personality. But now I am in alignment with this understanding that communion and connection is the answer, and mutual support of each other as we journey on our consciousness evolution journeys. So do not wait until you die to find these things out. Pay attention to these teachings and bring to your present moment that understanding that love really is the answer. It is the way. And as hard as it is for you to imagine me saying these words, that is what I am in alignment with now. So once again, I apologize to those beings who were negatively affected by my policies, by my intransigence and my, at times, brutal stubbornness. And I want you to know that these lives of difficulty, these lives that seem to be negative, are not. They are showing you how to negotiate your way through the physical world. And sometimes you must have a negative contrast to truly understand the good, to truly understand the value of love. And that was my lesson. And so I ask for your forgiveness for any negativities that may have come from my self-expression. My self-expression was contaminated heavily at times by teachings from systems that are not loving and kind. Bring love to your work, bring love to your families, and bring love to yourself. I did not like myself very much in that lifetime, and so it was an unloving expression. Be kind and be gentle with each other. It is always the answer. And eventually we all come to see this truth. Eventually we all come to understand that the brutal way and the unloving way does not serve us. For some of us, it takes difficult and harsh lessons in the physical incarnation. But love is reigning in this realm, the non-physical realm. It reigns here. All is forgiven. Everybody understands this. And so you do not need to fear what you have done. You do not need to fear the past. But do change it now. Do focus more on kindness now. And you will have fewer unpleasant memories to recollect when you pass over into the non-physical. This is a wonderful opportunity to speak. Just a joy to hear words and to have this open channel here to communicate with you. It is a very good thing.